Greetings everyone, I'm Woodscump here. As many of you are aware, I'm a video gamer, and I like to play games, be it between poning noobs in COD, or stomping the grounds in Chivalry 2. But if there's one franchise that I was molded into the day of my birth and grew up on, it's Halo. Halo is one of the most beloved franchises in the video game industry, starting with the first in 2001, and the current in 2021. But where do I start playing Halo and getting to it, you might ask? Well, that takes no rocket science to begin with. The original Xbox, of course. I'm just kidding. Just ran or play the Halo MCC. Within this video, I will teach you the fundamentals and culture around a beginner's guide to Halo. So, grab an ice cold can of Mountain Dew, open a bag of Doritos, and start teabagging your enemies after you kill them. To give you the context of what is to be expected, Halo stems from popular culture of science fiction, whether it's Star Wars, Alien, or the unknown Ringworld novel. To be specific, the setting is in the 26th century, where humanity has figured out a way to travel far beyond the reaches of space, thanks to faster-than-light slip space stream. Colonies were formed on outer world planets by the United Nations Space Command, and events soon transpire from those pesky insurrectionists to first contact with the Covenant. You might be thinking, whoa, Woodscum, since when did we get biblical? We didn't. Technically, the Covenant is a cult, composed of many species such as the dog-eyed grunts, split-jaw freak elites, weird birds named jackals, and 3 ugly pickle-necked prophets. They are on a journey to find 4 other worlds called the Halo Rings. What is a Halo Ring, you might ask? Well, to do that, we need to look at... Yep, this is the first entry of the series, released on November 15th, 2001, along with the new Xbox console that Microsoft mass-produced and shipped to the US. Back then, when video games were a mere industry and studios had a lot of creative control, you knew you were either getting a very good game or an okay to average game. Anyway, when Halo shipped, millions everywhere rejoiced and brought their Xboxes over to their friend's house for some jolly 4-player split screen. This was a thing before Xbox Live, so LAN parties dominated the social sphere as well as having a buddy sitting on your couch playing the game. There are some things to take away from this game. For one, the Magnum is not the most OP weapon in the game, despite the cultural phenomenon that it can one-shot a hunter's back. It actually is a 4-shot to the head weapon and has the longest melee animation ever. I like to credit the vengeful Vadim in his video, You Got Halo 1 Sandbox All Wrong. Link will be in the description. This game also introduced the most horrifying villain in the entire game, the Flood. No, not that Flood. These bastards. So make sure you wear your Mjolnir armor and grab a shotty. Then there's Blood Goat, the most iconic map in video game history, which also spawned the web series Red vs. Blue, founded by Rooster Teeth in 2003. Then you got the most memorable characters in Halo, like Captain Keyes, Johnson, Cortana, Echo 419, and more. And then finally, the Warthog Run. So the only way to get the full experience is either on the original Xbox, which is very authentic, or the MCC, which both work, but beware of the anniversary graphics. Anyway, let's jump into 3 years in the future with... How can things possibly not get any awesome? Oh, it does. Despite a hellish development from Bungie in which they had to rescript the game several times, the product that we all know today from Halo 2 is here. The marketing and promotion for this game were so high that people camped outside of stores just to get their hands on it. It made it into the mainstream news. Halo 2 sold a total of 2.4 million copies and was the most popular game on Xbox. 2004 couldn't possibly be the best time to live in. I was like 5 years old when Halo 2 released, but when I was playing the GameCube or PlayStation 2, I was also playing Halo. There was so much I remember from this game, such as the tutorial level, Keith David voicing the Arbiter, the awesome soundtrack composed with Incubus, Steve Vai, and freaking Breaking Benjamin. The multiplayer, and how much we screwed around in, the memorable dialogue.
Johnson, when you gonna tell me how you made it back home in one piece?
Sorry, gun.
And that the sniper jackals, and that ever so the scarab gun, and that ever so melancholy intro, and much more. Oh man, you had to be there to experience it and all. I still think it's a pretty good game to this day. Oh, and there was also Xbox Live, and all the trash talkers, squeakers, and trolls that people said back then. Within the second game of the franchise, this should be a staple series considering that cliffhanger at the end with Master Chief being like, finishing this fight. I bet that pissed off a lot of fans back in 2004 when they had to wait 3 years for the next Halo game. The Xbox 360 just released 2 years prior, and Halo 3 was being developed. In fact, from what I remember, the only way you could ever play the beta via this other game called Crackdown, and you had to go through the menu to play Halo 3, but man, was it so worth it. With the golden age of Xbox Live, millions of fanboys and fangirls can't wait to get their hands on the next series. It was only until September 27, 2007, that players could finish the fight with Master Chief again. You got the Arbiter, Johnson, Keys, Truth, the Flood, and the Brutes. So imagine a young 8-year-old Woodscump who recently got his first Xbox 360 with a bundle copy of Marvel's Ultimate Alliance and Forza Motorsport 2. Good games, by the way. Anyway, it was a simple and there was plenty of content to do, such as Forge, Theater, custom games like Ghostbusters, Halo, Fat Kid, and Jenga, and best of all, matchmaking. Except there was much more. Remember those old Bungie forums back in the day where you had to log in and do the VidMaster achievements just to get Halo, just to get recon for your Spartan? Yeah, those were pretty memorable moments. It was also a good year for 2007, but fans will have to wait 2 years for the next entry. What? An RTS game in my Halo series? What the? So yeah, Ensemble Studios, these guys, made this game by the force of Microsoft, and not even Bungie themselves found it to be pleasing. However, this is the first ever successful RTS game made for the console, and years later in 2016 there was a definitive edition of it. Story-wise, it's a prequel to Halo Reach and CE by about 20 years. The cinematics are totally worth watching, but when it comes to RTS games, I tend to recruit units and send them all to their death hoping they win, Ulysses Grin style. Oh hey Arbiter, not so Arbiter. Anyway, continuing the year, have you ever wanted to explore the streets of New Mombasa from Halo 2, but be the size of an imp or anyone below the height of 6 feet? Say no more with ODST. This game is now a fan favorite game from the series, released 14 years ago, and suffice to say, it still holds up. So let me summarize it for you, okay? There you got Bucky, Mickey, Romeo, Dutch, Dare, jazz music, Rain, Silent Rookie, Engineers, Firefight, and the best damn music ever composed by Marty O'Donnell. Fun fact, this was the first Halo game I ever saw on midnight release thanks to my older brother, so thanks man. There's also a catch. When this game was released, there was a teaser for the next game, and a beta that we all waited so anticipated. Welcome to Reach, Spartan, the homeworld of the Spartans program, and it's your job to defend it with your life. So customize your Spartan, pick up the new DMR, and
Slip space rupture detected. Yeah, we're picking up anomalies too. Are you reading it?
ironically, this is the most divisive Halo game with its realistic graphics, the freaking armor lock, the sprint ability, multiplayer balance, but it also has its own goods like better Forge and Firefight. Last but not least, remember Reach. So apart from the mainline Halo games, there was also some spin-offs as well as anniversaries and stuff during the waning years of the 360 era. There's Spartan Assault, Spartan Strike, Halo CE Anniversary released in 2001, and then there is more niche games like Halo Recruit and Halo Fire Team Raven, only at certain Game Academy places in the US. I say they exist and not worth investing 100 hours, but you know, they're there if you want to give it a try. Are you ready for a presidential election game? Because this game came out on November 6, 2012, when adults were too busy to elect two politicians for president, but when they aren't supporting democracy, they're at home playing Halo 4. Oh, wait, this is another divisive game? Okay. Let me explain this. Uh, so you got weapon loadouts, Prometheans, nanotechnology, angry Cortana, Spartan Ops, weapon balance, art style. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, it competed against Black Ops 2 at the time, and it was pretty fun, yeah, for a non Bungie game, but it was also completely divisive. Fans had to wait for 3 years for another Halo game, but in the meantime, wait, what? A next gen Halo game that has all past 4 games bundled up for $60 and a Halo 2 anniversary and the beta for Halo 5 and at 60 FPS? Oh, well, this is embarrassing. Matchmaking slow, save files corrupt, a lot of angry fans, quote unquote. Yeah, well, I'm sure in 5 years it'll be back up on its feet, right? Okay, so you remember how I said 4 games at launch? Well, guess what? Not only did they release ODST a year later, but Halo Reach is coming MCC and mod support. Oh boy, the years 2019 to today were the start of redemption. New seasons, new cosmetics and weapon skins for multiplayer, new skulls, cut content, bring it back, flood and firefight, Warforged assets and Fireteam Raven cosmetics, custom games browsers. Yeah, I think we're eating good tonight, boys. The day is here. The marketing suspects that Chief is on the run and a Spartan's hunting him down. Things are getting intense. Oh boy, okay. Here we go. Oh, uh, a disappointing campaign and convoluted story written by Brian Reed. Lack of content, no forge, no split screen, monetization with the rec packs. The art style still looking less Halo, and to make it worse, AI teammates. Well, that's strike two for 343, and their second post Bungie game. Well, at least we still have Halo. Throughout the years, there were post-content seasonal releases such as Cool Weapon Variants, which is the largest sandbox Halo has ever had, Firefight in the form of Warzone, old familiar armor packages like Ghosts of Reach, Forge added, by the way, which allowed people to make the most incredible maps and game modes. This was also the peak of HCS, and much more. Yeah, even though this game was kind of average, it still had its fun and memorable moments even for a die-hard fan. Warning, the next Halo game will release in 6 years. Remember that game back in 2009 that Ensemble Studios closed down after development and release? Well, it seems that 343 picked it up, and wow, I mean, that's just beautiful music right there. And what's this? Authentic Halo art style? Who is this enemy? They look like brutes, but they're all red. Introduced to us are the Banished, the new and hidden faction formed from the Halo lore that the Elizabeth that the AI Elizabeth says in the cutscene during the Human Covenant War. Anyways, we are back on the Spirit of Fire, and it seems that everyone from the last game had a change. It's your typical RTS game, but the cutscenes are weird sad. Good God, Halo cutscenes have never been this beautiful. I mean, yeah, Halo 5 cutscenes were pretty good, but this Halo Wars 2 aesthetic is still damn cool. So enjoy a new Halo game until 2021 when aside from the E3 2018, 2019, and 2020 presentations, Halo Infinite launched with a mixed reception that is a huge cliffhanger ending like Halo 2. Lack of content for multiplayer, no forge, no firefight, no theater, no co-op, no split screen again, and worst of all, live service. To keep things short, 2 years later, we now have a fully functional game. Times have changed, and the old leadership at 343 has been replaced by those who care about the franchise, along MCC. So yeah, this is the sixth entry in the main line, and suffice to say, things are pretty good. Gotta love those grapple hooks. Aside from the mainline Halo video games and spin-offs, Halo has been no stranger to other forms of media, including novels, anime, TV series, a movie, and that's pretty much about it. But here are the best ones to see, in my opinion, that I should mention. The live action marketing works like Halo 3 Landfall, the Halo 3 ODST commercials, and Halo Reach. There's also a lot of comics that explore the universe in the form of graphic novels. So yeah, that's Halo, and it's a pretty cool franchise. I highly recommend getting into it if it's your first time, and if not, that's okay. Go play